Hello everybody, so today I'd like to take you on a tour of England's Yorkshire Dales National Park and Lake District. So as you can see in the clips right now, we are currently at Aysgarth waterfalls in the Yorkshire Dales National Park. To get here you simply need to drive quite far into the park, and then you'll find some car parking spaces available, and it's only a few minutes walk from the car park to the actual falls. You can dip your feet in the water and see more of the river that leads to the falls further upstream if you take a little walk through some trees and forest areas. There's also some grass and benches to have food or a little picnic. The falls are luckily not too intense, so it is safe for children to play further upstream without too much worry of any danger or falling in. The Yorkshire Dales is a very large expanse of land with a lot of valleys, hills and mountains, and a lot of narrow bendy roads with not a lot of protection on either side, but it is an experience to literally just drive along the valleys and see the breathtaking views on either side. It can be quite dangerous at night or if it's raining, but luckily when we went we had a lot of sunshine and nice weather, so it was quite enjoyable. You can see a lot of sheep and cows just grazing on the grass, and very few houses because most people tend to live in the city or in villages. We even went to the very tops of certain hills, and it was quite scary, but it was an experience that we'll never forget. The whole journey through the Yorkshire Dales by car was an experience. It teaches you to, value what you have, and you can kind of relax and kind of forget about the world and just take in these views and take in the sunshine and the skies and the animals, and just kind of feel almost free and liberated in a way. You'll notice that most of the roads are so narrow that you can only really fit one car on the road, but they aren't one way. They allow cars from either side of the road to pass through, which means sometimes you have to be quite careful and make sure there are no oncoming vehicles or anyone trying to overtake you, because it can be quite dangerous on these roads. You might even have to watch out for any stray horses, cows or sheep on the road. You don't want to run them over, do you? Since the scenery is so beautiful, we're sure that some of these locations must have been used for major films or TV shows. Now, everyone knows that the Lake District is obviously famous for all of its great many beautiful lakes, but we wanted to head to Rydal Cave, which is also a relatively famous location in the Lake District that you have to hike up to reach. And it's not necessarily the most steep mountain to climb, but it is quite a trek for inexperienced climbers or unfit people, but it was worth the view, because when you get to the close to the top, you come across Rydal Cave, which is a massive cave with a lot of water, and it's quite damp and wet, and you can climb over some stones and rocks to get inside the cave. You can also take in the breathtaking views at the top of the mountain and appreciate what life has to offer. You must bear in mind that the trek can be quite difficult and tiring for those who aren't used to walking a lot, but with a bit of courage and perseverance, I believe that it will be a valuable experience and might encourage you to do more treks like this in the future. You also have to keep in mind that the trek back down is also quite steep, but you will be blessed with very amazing views of the lakes and mountains in the background, and you might want to do more treks like this in the future. You'll also see a lot of streams and little waterfalls along the side of the mountain, which you can dip your feet in or splash your face with. Yeah. We also saw this river on the way back from a castle, and this river is very large and quite fast looking, as you can see by the pace of the water, but it also adds to the scenic view of the Lake District. We then went to visit Wray Castle, which is in fact a home built by Dr. James Dawson for his wife in 1840 and is now owned by the National Trust. The castle is located in Ambleside in the Lake District, which is not too far from Lake Windermere. In fact, you can actually take a boat to the castle if you want. The castle is free to visit and currently has no furniture inside, but you do have very nice views, and it's interesting to look at inside and learn about the history of. This is the accommodation we stayed at, which is in Burnley, which is only a few hours away from the Lake District and the Yorkshire Dales. It's close to a lot of local shops and amenities like Asda, McDonald's, and a bunch of shops. The house was very modern and had a lot of appliances, and it was fully stocked. We enjoyed making some home comfort food such as rolls or pittu. Lake Windermere, the largest lake in the Lake District is located in Windermere, a town with a lot of shops, amenities, hotels and inns, plenty of accommodation for any tourists. The lake itself has several different boat facilities that can be used, such as the larger boats, which can be used for cruises with many people, and the smaller boats, such as the self-drive boats, which you can use yourself to drive across the lake. And you can also let the kids paddle at the very outskirts of the lake too for fun. Thank you for watching the video. We'll see you next time.